Yes, so good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here again. This is our second day of Power Week. And I have to say something.
Sarah, you're muted. Can you mute yourself? Hold on.
Oh,
There you go.
here we go. I was saying just thank you for being here. This is our second day of the Power Week, right? And I'm just here sitting, um, I'm hearing you, in how you laugh, how you talk, how you help each other. And I was thinking a minute ago, oh my gosh, this group is really, really amazing. When I hear this group, when I saw the way that you're handling the WhatsApp, I can feel it in my heart. I know that you're so happy. We are so happy. I told you yesterday that we are followers, right? Of this specific, we are follower of everybody because we are proud of everybody in Immunitech. But having you guys with us, it's for me like refresh the soul. So that is something that I want to say today. And I just want to congratulate Foster because yesterday video, it was like, yes, that's what we want. There's not an excuse. There's always something that we can do for our dream. So welcome everybody. We're just gonna have a great call today. And I just welcome Alberto. How are you?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And wow, we got over 50 people connected. So thank you so much. And I just want to give a quick shout out to many of you who had, uh, interacted with the chat, and some of you share your goals yesterday. So kudos to Bruce Hayward, Dina Holmes, Kelvin Abron, Sonny Thomason, Ruben Restrepo, Deborah Hart, Glenda, Robin Wiggins, Andrea Wells, and Colleen Mardian. Congrats for sharing those goals. And for the rest of you, keep sharing those goals as well. Great tips. Great tips from Dina Holmes. That great note and flyer for the delivery person. That was a great idea. Dale Porini sent a quote, be determined to take action today, starting today. That was awesome. And how about Lou Porini? He wrote a big message, but I love when you said, simply mention to them that you know of something that is very effective in treating this issue and that you have a clinical studies to back it up. If they are interested in knowing more, tell them to please let you know and then drop it. Loved it. So congrats, Lou, for that. And a lot of you took action yesterday. Elaine Kern, Stephanie Myers, Becky Teschketti, Foster, love the video, Foster, Brenda Duncan, Colin Bevins, Skybird, the audio that Skybird sent, that was awesome experience. And of course, Cheryl Hayward, Yvette Palacio, Sonny Thomason, again, Deborah Hart, when you send that your grandson digital invite, there's a new kid in town, wonderful, Debbie Jackson and Carla Wilson. And I know all of you as well that were not mentioned here took action yesterday. So let's keep it going, guys, because what's going to happen today is going to move you forward to continue to have an amazing week. And now I'm going to give the microphone back to, no, to Linda to continue with our presentation today. Linda?
Thank you, Alberto. Welcome, everyone. Again, so excited for you guys to be here. I was very impressed with day one in the group chat. And so now I'm looking forward to, wow, how's this going to build each and every day? What's today going to look like? And so our tips for today, every day we're going to talk about some different tips. And before we get to our guest speaker, but today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tools. And why are tools important? Having the right tools for your business is part of this process. Because it can make your life much easier and it saves you time. Instead of trying to do everything manually, have you ever been out maybe meeting someone and you met someone and you're like, wow, that person would be great in Immunitech, or wow, that person really needs our products, but maybe you didn't have anything you needed with you, that's a desperate moment, right? So it's so important to make sure that you know what these tools are, that you identify what these tools are, and that you have them with you, the right tool for the right moment that you find yourself in. Because aside from making the business easier, it also makes it replicable. And remember, duplication is the goal. We've been talking so much. We've been hearing Randy talk about duplication, duplication, duplication. And it's so important. Every company that you could work at has processes for their employees. Even the new employees know how to do their jobs. You maybe have heard of terms like SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. You have got guidebooks, everything that you have as an employee that tells you, do this, you can do this, you can use this. Well, guess what? In Immunitech, it's no different. You know, we say in Immunitech, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And it's true. Your upline leader is a support for you. And they're wonderful, wonderful tools to have, right? That upline leader is there to guide you and support you. But tools make it possible for you to work this business independently, because that's the part that we don't want to forget. You're in business for yourself, not by yourself, but you are in business for yourself. And what the tools do is that the tools empower you. They empower you and they give you that opportunity to take that goal, take that dream and make it a reality using the tools. It just makes your life much easier. So now that we know why they're important, let's just run over here what these tools are. You know, our guest speaker will probably mention to you, and we just had the Spanish Zoom. In the Spanish Zoom, we had a wonderful platinum, Fabiola Carrillo, and she said that, you know, she got to platinum without any of these tools, and it was hard. And so, you know, these tools are great. They're a blessing for all of us. So first we have the app. If you don't have the app on your phone, definitely you want to download that. And Randy Gage has talked to us about the knowing how to use the different videos that we have. You know, Mauricio really, who we had on the call yesterday, really talked about, you know, making this business and taking action. But part of what Mauricio has done is the investment into these tools and these videos that were launched at the next event in December. These are great tools for you, but you have to know how to use them. You have to know which tool to pull out. So if you meet someone and you want to pique their interest, you definitely want to think about the biomolecule breakthrough video. That's a video that can help you pique that person's interest, right? If you've already talked to someone and you know that they're very interested in the product, maybe they're ill, or maybe they're just one of those health people, right? Those health people that are always thinking about, you know, what's new and how to work out. And so that's someone that could be really interested in our products from a proactive perspective. Then you want to share with them Nature's Fountain of Youth. That video will target their interest. But if you're talking to someone like many people in America, we talk so much about the American dream, and you know, that's not just the US and Canada, everywhere around the world. There's always that dream of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business. And if you're talking to someone that checks those boxes for you in that regards, then we have the It's Your Turn video. And so that's a video that you want to send and share with them. Having those videos in your phone in the app, they're already there. So knowing how to send those videos to someone in the moment can make your life so much easier, right? But what else do we have? In the app, there's the sampling, and Dina talked about that yesterday in the group chat, right? How important samples are. So there's 2 different samples that you can use, and going to the app, you can do that. You don't have to get a box, find packaging materials, stick the samples in a box, go to the post office. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is know how to use the app to put your contact information for that prospect in there, and then you can have the sample sent to them. So professional. Whether you're purchasing the sample for them, maybe it's someone that you know that just needs to try the product and they're in, or whether you're offering them the opportunity for them to purchase a sample. Knowing how to do that in the app is a tool, and one that makes your life easy. And now we're getting toward the end of the month, right? So we've got the Xventure incentive trips. So, you know, enrollments are on your mind, I'm sure, because those will give you trip points. And so knowing how to send an enrollment link using the app can also be a very easy tool for you to use and to have handy. So now that we've talked about the app, what else do we have? Well, this week, and we shared it in the group chat, we have the Power Week flyer. The cool thing about this Power Week flyer, and again, Dina, I don't mean to shout out to you again. I just remember having seen that you shared yours and where you had put the contact information right there where it says want to know more. That's a wonderful place if you can print them with your contact information, or if not, even if you have a business card and you just adhere it with double-sided tape right there, or if you write it in, however you can get that information there, right? Because having this Power Week flyer can be such a tool for you. If you're out and about, you've got a bag or a briefcase and you throw some in there and you happen to meet someone, in that moment, you're ready and prepared to pull that out and give them something that they can take away. So that Power Week flyer is key. We have, in addition to that, we have some more tools. So the like I said, samples. In November, we were doing the Recruitathon, which is how we used to refer to Power Week. And I was with a local diamond that lives near me, and we went out and we just went out to businesses, and he was sharing samples, and I thought it was really cool. He took a sample of the energy booster and taped his business card. And it was an easy sample to do. We were eating at a restaurant, he handed it out. And so you definitely want to have samples with you, or at least in your car with you when you're out and about. And then the last thing, Randy Gage talks about the importance of also having, if at least in the digital version, the Immunotech registration form and the product catalog. Again, these are tools that can help you if you're talking to someone, and you can pull that out and easily show them on your phone whatever product it is that you're referring to. Okay, so those are the tips we have for you today as far as the tools. But the big feature today is going to be someone who I just admire. And I love this guy. He also is a neighbor to me, so I consider him my neighbor. We live pretty close to each other. And he was one of the first people that welcomed me into Immunotech. And so I'll never forget that. And everybody give a digital applause, whatever, to our wonderful guest speaker, Senior Platinum, who has been in the company for now, I think 24 years. John Solleder. John, are you there?
I am, Linda. How are you?
Great, thank you, John. The mic is yours. Take it away, my friend.
Well, hey, it must be a little colder. You're a little north of me. It must be a little colder up there. I want to tease Foster. I'm looking at his picture with the 3 feet of snow behind him yesterday. And, it's about 70 degrees here. And so, I jumped in the pool to do my Wim Hof training today, and it was a little warm. I was complaining to my wife, but not really. It was pretty cold. Anyway, inside joke for some of you guys that know what I'm talking about. Listen, this is different for me today because normally, I'm doing Zoom calls on product with Dr. Gutman and John Molson or Dr. Cellini, or I'm doing training calls with Foster and Keith Hooper and Wally. So today I get to wear a little bit different hat in the respect that I get to talk about motivation. And, all the tools in the world can lead you to a path of success. But if you're not motivated, you're never going to get where you want to be in life. And it took me, by the way, a long time to realize that in business. I knew it as an athlete. I knew it as a coach. I didn't know it as a network marketer until I got into the industry and really got into self-development, that the motivation was the primary thing. So I'm going to give you a couple of things today. I don't want to overwhelm you with information, but I love motivation. But I love motivation with a plan. And I look at some of the great motivators in history, and there's been so many of them, but I took a couple of notes. And these are notes that I use, believe it or not, when I coach kids. I've coached kids for a number of years in a couple of different sports here, as far as their strength, for their particular sport, wrestling and judo in particular, and hockey to some degree because of my son's involvement in that sport. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that I give them. But before I do that, the first note you should make today on anything I have to say is congratulations to you. Because you're doing something uncommon today. You're taking your time, your talents, your wisdom, your circle of influence, your credibility, and you're putting it on the line to build a business. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good the videos are, no matter how good the company is, no matter how wonderful Immunical is, and it all is wonderful, all those things, at the end of the day, when you reach out to somebody, you're putting you on the line. Okay, you're putting your credibility. You're saying, hey, I believe in this thing. Okay, so congratulations to have the guts and the courage and the self-responsibility to do that, because most people don't. Most people go through life and they wind up accumulating a lot of debt, accumulating a lot of empty promises to their families. You're here because you're not making empty promises. You're going to fulfill those promises. Immunitech Research is going to be the vehicle that you're going to do that with, but you're the person that's going to do that. Somebody quoted Randy's book. I think I was Dana when I interviewed her on the podcast. And Dana was talking about Randy's book, one of Randy's books that I happen to have right here, Making the First Circle Work. And these backgrounds, they never show up. But anyway, so I'm holding up my hand here. And yeah, that first circle is you. And you've taken responsibility to fulfill all of that for your family. So congratulations from me to you for having the courage to do that. Next point, okay? Not only, and I'd like you to make a note of this, not only are you successful because you're here, but you're significant because you're here to help other people to gain the success in life that they deserve. Okay? You're here to pass it on. You're here to pass on the message of Immunical and the great wisdom that came from Bunos and Kong Shavin and all the doctors associated with the product through these many years. Okay? But you're here to be a significant person in other people's lives. Because when you market Immunical, you're not only helping you, you're helping the person who you market it to, but you're also helping the food chain associated with Immunical. And I just want to describe that for you briefly here, because to me, as the son of a labor organizer, it's important to me that we create jobs in this world, okay? Our politicians surely don't know how to do that, but you know how to do that as an entrepreneur, and it's a serious responsibility. So think about that food chain for a second. Immunical starts out on a farm in Idaho. A farmer, his family farm in some cases, that takes care of our herd, our dairy herd, a very special dairy herd, by the way. Okay, we create jobs in not only in that man's family and the people that he employs, but also that little community that they serve, that they pay income taxes to, that help to provide for the local Little League field, the local hospital, the local ambulance corps, etc. Next step, that raw product gets on a truck, which means we provide a job for that trucker that transports it, that trucking agency that employs that trucker, the expediters along the way, the mechanics that service the trucks, etc. We create another chain of jobs of people you're never going to see or hear from, but that you're helping to stay employed during a very difficult time, by the way, in the history of the world economically. And then, of course, when that end product gets to our manufacturing facility, Immunitech employs a number of people who take that product, technicians, warehouse helpers, expediters, all sorts of people associated in that food chain that are employed as well, okay? And then finally, that product leaves and it comes to our warehouses where there's more people employed, gets shipped, whether it's UPS, FedEx, or the Postal Service that delivers your product. You help to create jobs. So you're a job creator on top of everything else, besides being a health advocate and sharing this wonderful news about Immunical with people. You are providing jobs in communities across the countries that you live in. And that's a very, very important thing that you do. Now, the better that you get at it, when you get to senior platinum or executive diamond or diamond, you create more jobs. So yes, you're doing this for you and your family and your loved ones, but you're providing a very big net economically as an entrepreneur for many, many other people. And that's a very key thing and a blessing that we can give to so many other people by getting good at this and by passing along all the wisdom that you're learning on these calls and from the company and from Randy and from Jaime and from your upline leadership and your platinums and your corporate staff that's here today supporting us. All the things that you're learning, the better you get at what you do, the more you're going to help other people. So once again, not only are you successful, but you're significant because of what you're doing to build your business that's helping other people. In many cases, people you and I are never going to see, never going to hear from, but we're doing some good things basically for their families as well. Next point. be uncommon from common people. Okay, be uncommon from common people. We're all common people. Okay, unless you have some, tremendous skills, you're Michael Jackson or you're Celine Dion, or you're somebody with some musical gift or some incredible talent. You're Elon Musk or Mark Cuban or somebody who's a incredible thought leader in business. Most of us are just common people, but we can be uncommon in how we think and how we develop ourselves and how we take self-development seriously in our lives to make ourselves better, our families better, our lot in life better. And as a result of that, by sharing that wisdom with other people, once again, to become uncommon. That when you go on to the next life and people say, hey, let me tell you about this person or that person that I worked with. I've been blessed in my life to work with some great leaders, some people who have gone on to the next life. You've heard me talk about my lunch meeting with Jim Rohn here in Dallas many years ago, for example, and what I learned from Jim during that meeting as one such example. And I met Zig Ziglar several times. Once again, these are lives that I had 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes with that touched my life. And then I passed along some of that information to other people. And that's what you're doing by gaining this information. And here's the great thing about information, by the way. The information that you learn on these calls, once you get it, it's yours. Okay. For example, you've heard me say, for things to change, you have to change. And for things to get better, you have to get better. Well, I learned that in 1983 in a meeting in Hartford, Connecticut. I heard my mentor, Larry Thompson, utter those words. I didn't know until about 6 months ago that was a Jim Rohnism. And I only knew that because I met a guy who ran the Network Marketing Historical Society in Atlanta, Georgia, who said, oh, let me tell you where that came from. It came from the 1960s. And by the way, they're not even sure that Jim made it up. It may have came from somebody before that. But the point being, once you hear these things, right, they become yours. That's why, to go back to my Jim Rohn meeting, when Jim said, take notes, take notes, take notes, take notes, because they become yours. Their wisdom becomes your wisdom. Okay. You're never going to live long enough to, think about all these things. So take from other people. Now, I want to quote from somebody, and it's football season. I know my buddy Alberto is probably a little depressed up there in Boston right now. His Patriots got beat up pretty bad the other night, but I know he's still crying. He's still crying about the Red Sox, by the way. But anyway, I want to quote from another great football coach that some of you know who this man was, and some of you may not. You may know the name, but it's really irrelevant because he was a Renaissance man. He happens to be known as a football coach. But being originally from New Jersey, I could tell you he was a lot more than that, because before he was a famous football coach, he was actually a chemistry professor at St. Cecilia High School. Brilliant, brilliant man. Anyway, his name was Vince Lombardi. And the Lombardi Trophy that the Super Bowl champion will receive in a couple of weeks is named for him, of course, and he's a legend in the sport, but he's a legend in motivation. I want to read something that he said. I want to comment on it. And I'll read it slow, so hopefully you can put it into your notes. And I'm going to read it the way that he wrote it at the time in the 1960s, okay? But, it's going to say man, but it could be man and woman, obviously. But once a man has made a commitment to a way of life, he puts the greatest strength in the world behind him. It's something we call heart power. Once a man has made this commitment, nothing will stop him short of success. So I'll just read that one more time for those of you who are hopefully taking notes. And my computer died. Okay, there it is. Once a man has made a commitment to a way of life, he puts the greatest strength in the world behind him. It's something we call heart power. Once a man has made this commitment, nothing will stop him short of success. Now, I can paraphrase a couple of things there about Immunotech. I was kidding Randy Gage when I first met him a couple of months ago. I said, if you cut Foster Owusu or Wally Kralik or Sandy Walper or Jean-Francois or Renal Plumadon or Dr. Vicky Dominguez or others, Jim Spencer, our blood doesn't come out red. It comes out blue, Immunotech blue. See, everything that you're learning on these calls, everything you're learning subsequently from Randy, from Jaime, and everybody else associated with Immunotech is really relevant from an informational standpoint. But unless you're putting those things into practice in your business on a daily basis, then it's just information. The app is just information. The videos are just information, unless you're putting it into practice. And what Lombardi was saying, if I could paraphrase him with Immunotech, if you think about that saying, once a man has made a commitment to a way of life, Immunotech is a way of life. It's not life itself, but it's a way of life. You take the product every day. You share the product every day because we're on a mission to help people with their health first and foremost. The money follows. And if you ever get it in the wrong order, your business will go the wrong way. Product first, health first, money second. He puts the greatest strength in the world behind him. Well, that greatest strength is all of this information, all the resources that Mauricio Domenzain is paying a lot of money for, quite frankly, to a lot of people around the world, not just Randy and Jaime, but a lot of other people to support your efforts to build your business, okay? That's the strength of the world behind it. But you've also got the strength of your upline platinum, your upline senior platinum, your upline executive diamonds, your upline diamonds. But you also stand on the shoulders of greatness. Dr. Gustavo Bunos, Dr. Patricia Kongshoff, and Dr. Wolf Droga, the three principles behind this product's origin over these 47 years of research. You're standing on the shoulders of greatness and brilliance. And they're there. Two of them, unfortunately, are in the next life. The other one is still with us. Okay, Dr. Kongshoff. But you're standing on the shoulders of greatness. Respect that. Go to battle with that every day. You didn't create this product. I didn't create this product. Immunotech Research did not create this product. Those scientists created this product. And that evidence-based science that supports this product is what you go into battle with every single day to tell people, hey, there's a great way to take care of your health, and it's called Immunocal. So always remember that. Now, the heart power. That's where we come in. This is a heart-filled organization. You know, when we get together like we did in Houston a few short weeks ago before Christmas, and like we will here in Mexico City next month, and like we will here hopefully in Dallas the following month, you know, genuinely, we all like each other. This is a unique organization. Corporate people, I'll use Alberto as an example, okay, because I love Alberto. But Alberto's a Boston Red Sox fan. I'm a New York Yankee fan. And yet, when I see that guy, we hug each other because we've got something that we love together, which is called Immunotech Research, which is much more important than the Yankees and the Red Sox. Now, we'll have our little annual bet about which team does better, okay? And we'll have fun with that. But at the end of the day, he's my friend. Now, he happens to be corporate. I'll see people like my friend Jim Spencer or my friend Sandy Wolper that are cross-line and have been in the company like I have for many years. The first thing we do is a big hug. How are you? How's the family? How's the kids? We're an extended family. That's the heart power. You're not out there by yourself trying to build a business. You've got people who actually care about you, that if you're part of Immunotech, if you put on the Immunotech blue every single day and you go to work with this product, whether you're here for 5 minutes or you're here for 25 years, you're part of the family and you're important. Whether you're corporate, whether you work in the home office, whether you're on the executive team, whether you're on the supply side. We have suppliers that come to events occasionally. Hey, we're all on the same team. We're trying to accomplish the same thing, which is to get this product in as many mouths as possible. So once again, that's where the heart power comes in. And finally, of course, Lombardi says, once a man has made that commitment, nothing will stop him short of success. Well, when I think about late 1996, early 1997, and eventually ending up going to Montreal, Canada, and meeting Dr. Gustavo Bunos, a day that changed my life. When I met with Bunos, and some of you have heard the story, you heard it briefly on the 17-minute video. When I met Bunos, and I had two colleagues with me, and Bunos shared the fact that he had just been in Italy. And I asked him, were you on vacation, Doc? And he said, no. I was at the Vatican, and I was studying what Hippocrates had written in the original Latin about the human immune system. Hey, I'm just an average guy. I'm one of those common people doing uncommon things with their careers, okay? But I'm just a common guy. But I knew I was in the presence of greatness. And because I was in the presence of greatness, I knew I had to share that story with people. Has it been easy? No. We started, and Linda did a great job, Linda. We started with this little cassette tape here, believe it or not, which I really can't show the title of because I'd probably get in trouble by Julie. But anyway, the title had something to do with the product and this breakthrough. When we started, these tapes were $2 a piece, and it was about $2 to mail them to people and about another $1 for the bubble envelope. So about $5 realistically, just to reach out, to send a tape to somebody in the mail, hope that they listen to it. By the way, these are cassettes for anybody under 40. You may not know what these are. These are called cassettes. Anyway, that's where we started this thing. Created my own tool. Right? You know, it was like, well, the company had no tools. They had a product and they had a story about the product and they had all this information, but they had nothing about how to market it. So I created something. And anyway, to make a long story short, that's where we started. And here I think how we have evolved because of technology, because of a lot of brilliant people that have created this app for us, because of the videos that Randy's done a terrific job writing and collating and the marketing teams put together. And today, 25 years later, I can contact people for free. And all I need to do is do that on a repeated basis. Okay. And if I do that, I can build a business and I can do it from the privacy of my own home during this pandemic. I don't have to go anywhere. All I need to do is network and communicate with people. Wow. That's where we find ourselves in Immunotech Research in January 2022. That's a unique place to be. It's a great place to be. I'm glad that you're here. Linda, that's what I had. So I'll turn it back to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, John. Wow. I love everything that you could get from one quote, and I'll just read it and I'll put it in the group chat too for those that didn't get a chance to write it down. But once a man has made a commitment to a way of life, he puts the greatest strength in the world behind him, heart power. And once that man has made that commitment, nothing will stop him short of success. Wow, that you could share and break it down for us in such a way. John, thank you. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being a leader that has led this company for the last 24 years. And you are going to lead us into that you are leading us into that 3.0. So thank you so much, John. We appreciate the time that you took.
I did forget one quick thing.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, I have another 2 minutes. Okay, everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we've been talking about a concept with grand openings, okay, with the app. So once that you get the videos out there and somebody signs up, because of this amazing technology of Zoom, you can have a grand opening party for that new person, okay? Now, Dina Holmes did a great job writing up a whole thing about this the other day, by the way. I don't remember where you did that, Dina, but maybe you could post that in the chat if you could, please. The grand opening is real simple. It's that, okay, so I sponsor Linda, and I'm not going to go to Linda's house because everything else is going on right in the world. But Linda has friends in California, maybe in Mexico, maybe in Canada, maybe in Europe, maybe in South America, or maybe they're all here in Dallas. I don't know. But we can get on Zoom and we can do a grand opening party for Linda's business. Okay. Now, this is something that the party plan companies have done extremely well with over the last, 50 years. Some of the great party plan companies is a grand opening event. Take advantage of the grand opening idea with Zoom calls now that we can do. Foster's got a guy in New Jersey. We're doing a big one here in a couple of weeks for a big personal trainer, right? Anyway, the whole idea with that is because of the videos, once again, be consistent. If you send out videos, then use Zoom as the ability to actually meet up and go through all of the nitty gritty of, how to get started and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? But the grand opening, think about it this way. If you opened a local pizza parlor or bookstore or a restaurant or whatever, you would have a grand opening for your friends and family. So do the same thing here, okay, as a follow-up. And I know we're just talking about that real briefly, but talk to your upline about it. It's an idea that's getting out that people are liking and adopting. So it's just one more thing that I just wanted to throw in there.
Thank you, John. No, so relevant. I think one of the days we'll be talking about tips just like that as well. So appreciate that. Yes, for sure. And, to close, I know we are a few minutes past 1:30, but hey, we would probably sit here forever with John just to pick his brain and get everything we can. So just going to close with one thought. I read this quote and I thought, wow, how appropriate for this group. It says, one life, just one, that's all we get. why aren't we running like we're on fire toward our wildest dreams? And you know, when I look at everything that you guys are sharing in the chat, you guys are running like you are on fire. And so, like John said, congratulations to you for being here, for being a part of Power Week, for being into this group, for investing into yourselves and into others as well. We will see you guys in the chat, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Have a great one, you guys. Take care.
Yes.